because this weapon is the mind of a Marine. If you put your mind to it, maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome to Tom Flores Stadium. Clovis Cougars won the toss and deferred until the second half, and we're just moments away from kickoff. Josh Phelps is the kicker for the Cougars, and number 9, Dumar Lee, is back deep for the Apaches. And we are underway. Low liner. It gets by Dumar Lee, and he's having trouble picking it up. Now picks it up in the corner and then steps out of bounds. And that is where the Apaches will take over, 1st and 10.
On the kickoff, Clovis kicks a low line drive kick. Dumar Lee has a lot of trouble handling it. Look for that tonight. You know, the field's very wet. The ball's going to get real slick. The team that holds on to the ball tonight is going to have the best chance to win. Turnovers are big in this game.
You look at the Apache starting offensive line, led by Gonzalez and Regoza. Big left side, Hickman, Pena, and Sierra. Leading NYL rusher and Bravo, the quarterback, and Lee is the tailback, and he gets the first handoff over the left side, and Dumar Lee picks up a couple. Apache started at the 10-yard line.
Sanger's going to try to establish themselves with that running game. They're going to try to go right at the Clovis defense, which is a strength. Clovis D is big and strong, but Sanger's got a big offensive line, and they're going to try to pound the ball right at Clovis and try to establish that. Try to establish himself in the trenches.
Bravo drops back and now is going to do a quarterback keeper. So the quarterback draw, and Bravo picks up about 3. And he'll be about a yard short of the first down.
Defensively for the Cougars, the defensive line with Casey Armstrong, Mike Hawks, and Scott Franz, who we talked about during the pregame show. The linebackers with all NYL performers Scott Tafoya and Craig Lingenfelter, who's having an outstanding year. And the secondary, Aaron Castro and Tony Ramirez at the safety positions.
Apaches did get enough for the first down, so it is 1st and 10. And the handoff goes to Dumar Lee once again, and he is knocked down in the backfield by Mike Hawks.
They're trying to run the counter tray play that time, Rich, to the left side. The job of the offside guard and tackle on that play are to at least seal block. No one seals block down on Mike Hawks. He's cat quick, even though he's a big guy. Comes down and stops Dumar Lee for about a 2.5-yard loss. If Sanger's going to run that play effectively, they're going to have to at least seal block on Mike Hawks, or he is going to be in that backfield in no time, causing all kinds of havoc on that counter tray play.
Loss of 2. And the Apaches go with 3 wide receivers to the left side of your screen as Bravo rolls right. And throw intended for Sierra.
I think he got it.
And he makes the catch for a pickup of 7.
Interesting play that time, Rich. Sanger lines up with the trips to the wide side of the field. The quarterback, Bravo, rolls out to the wide side of the field, as you can see on the replay, throws the ball, and there's Sierra, fine possession receiver, picks up about 6 or 7 yards in the play, so they're going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Apaches.
Have to keep an eye on Sierra, leading receiver in the league. And Bravo drops back and completes the pass in the middle to a wide open number 22, Chris Hickman, the tight end. And a nice gain and a first down.
The Apaches line up with a single setback, 3 receivers. They flood the left side of the field, send the tight end across the middle. He's wide open. The linebackers have gone out and drifted out on the outside receivers, as you'll be able to see on the replay. Watch Bravo, just takes a 5-step drop there, throws the ball across the middle of the tight end. He's wide open, picks up a nice gain, and a first down for the Apaches.
At the 45-yard line, the handoff goes to Lee. And Dumar picks up about 4 on the carry.
Just give the ball in the tailback power to Dumar Lee. He takes over the right side. Mike Hawks trips him up. Two guys were blocking Mike Hawks, and he was still able to make the tackle on that play. As you can see, the statistics for Dumar Lee, the fine all-around athlete for the Sanger Apaches.
Bravo looking to throw, puts it up, intended for Sierra. And the catch is no good. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Looks like the Apaches are trying to get Bravo to the outside, maybe give him a little more time to set up, clear those passing lanes out for him. Not going to have a lot of hands in his face out there.
They want to spread the field out as much as possible and try to get Bravo flushed out of the pocket so he has room to look and find an open receiver downfield.
Fakes the handoff and now gets outside of Hawks, who slips and then is finally wrestled out of bounds.
Mike Hawks didn't make the play that time, Rich, but he definitely forced Bravo deeper than he wanted to go. And by that time, the pursuit for the Clovis defense was able to get over and sack him on that play. Watch on the replay. You see Mike Hawks penetrating. He doesn't make the tackle. He slips right there, but he pushes the play back, allowing the Clovis defense to catch up and tackle Bravo behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to have to drop back to punt. So good job by the Clovis D tightening up after giving up a couple of early first downs.
Bravo's punt is fielded by Tony Ramirez, who breaks through the first group of tacklers and returns the ball just shy of the 50-yard line. As we look at the Cougar starting offensive line, anchored by the right tackle Chad Mast. Lee Green, Burdick, and Collins, the receivers, and Derek Feramisco, the quarterback, and hands off to Roy Esquivel on the first play. And Esquivel fires into the line of scrimmage and picks up only a couple.
Looks like Clovis is going to a no-huddle offense here, Rich. Try to keep Sanger off base. Coach Simons mentioned that he had a lot of confidence in his quarterback, Feramisco, and you have to have a lot of confidence in your quarterback if you're going to come out and run a no-huddle, which Clovis is doing right now. You can see him barking out the signals, calling the play at the line of scrimmage. 4
wide receivers. 2nd and 7, handoff goes to number 33, Brice Waterman, the fullback.
See the Apaches defense, the linemen, and the linebackers. Number 20, Ryan Williams, they just made a nice hit on that play, and there's the secondary. Strong Sanger Apache secondary.
Green comes in motion, and the handoff goes to Esquivel over the left side. And Roy Esquivel picks up the first down on 3rd and 6.
Again, they're going with that no-huddle offense, Rich. And look at the way they just pound the ball right into the line of scrimmage. They pull Chad Mast, the big offensive tackle, up through the hole. He clears a big hole, and Esquivel is able to pick up the first down for the Cougars.
Handoff once again goes to Esquivel. Sometimes Roy heads up the middle and then over the right side for another nice gain.
Clovis is going to run over Jason Adair and Chad Mast all night long. They are big boys, and they are very, very good offensive football players, returning starters from last year's team. They are going to pound the ball at that Sanger, the left side of the Sanger defense, until they can prove that they can stop it. And it's going to be very tough for them to stop that running game with those 2 big offensive linemen clearing the way.
This is the fullback Waterman. And the Apaches do a good job of holding him to a minimal gain.
Yeah, it was a good job by the weak side defensive end, Jeff Buys, of coming over and disrupting that play, not allowing the fullback to get into his get his momentum going. Good job that time by the Sanger D.
Feramisco calling the play from the line of scrimmage. First down from the 30, and this is Esquivel taking it outside.
Fumble.
Ball is loose, and the Apaches recover.
That's exactly what we talked about during the pregame show, Rich. Fumbles are going to be really big. The ball's slippery. There's no way that they can keep that ball dry. This isn't the NFL where they have a supply of 2 or 3, 4 dozen footballs, as many as they need. We're going with about 2 or 3 footballs here, and you can see the replay. A nice hole for Esquivel. He breaks it out to the left side, loses grip on the ball. Apache D right there to pick it up, and the first big turnover of the game goes in favor of the Apaches.
5:40 to go in the first quarter, and with the turnover, Sanger has the ball 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Inside handoff to the tight end, Chris Hickman. And he maybe lost a yard. Coach Simons mentioned that these two senior classes, when they played at the JV level, Sanger beat the Cougars. He said his kids talked a lot about that during the week. He said they remember that well, all the seniors, and they feel they have something to prove to the Apaches.
The Apaches got a good football team. They were a good team last year, went 8-2, just barely missed the playoffs, and right again this year they're back knocking on the door, trying to get that second playoff spot in the NYL.
Bravo looks to pass over the middle once again, intended for his tight end.
I went back to that same tight end drag pattern that was open on the first series for the Apaches. That time the ball looked like it slipped a little out of Bravo's hands. Weren't able to convert that one.
Craig Lingenfelter was waiting for the tight end as he came across. I think Craig was licking his chops, waiting to put a big hit on him if he caught it.
That's the job of any inside linebacker. Put the hammer on someone whenever possible.
3rd and 11. Three wide receivers. Now Bravo looks to run it. Doing the quarterback keeper. He's got the first down.
He got upended big time there, Rich. He kind of got jackknifed as he was going down, kind of pile driven to the ground. Let's hope it's nothing serious. Josh Bravo flips off his helmet, and he's in a lot of pain down there. You can see the way he got tackled. I don't know if we ever watch the replay. Watch the way Bravo's dragged down. He's kind of pile driven to the turf. Watch this. This is not pretty. Kind of his legs taken out from under him, and then Scott Tafoya, number 46, kind of pile drives him into the turf, and Josh Bravo looks like he's in a little pain down there. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him, but I don't know. That didn't look too good. He looks to be okay.
We'll have to sit out a play.
Ow. See?
You see right there, as if we let the replay go a little longer, see he gets flipped up and over.
Yeah, he kind of lost his body control there, but he's coming off the field, and I guarantee after one play, he'll be right back in there. A good play by Sanger that time, a good call. 3rd and 11, they run the quarterback draw. It's wide open. Bravo's able to pick up the first down. Very important here, a new quarterback in to get that center exchange snap down. Don't want to fumble in this situation.
New quarterback is Colby Linder. And it looks like Mike Hawks jumped off sides, the left end.
A little anxious.
Talked a little bit about
dead ball, encroachment on the defense.
Get the signal from our referee about the Cougars having something to prove. I think the Apaches have something to prove also. They came into Clovis last year with playoff hopes and got crushed.
They did. They sure did. 42-0. That has to be on their minds. They had a good team. Just things didn't go their way that night.
Handoff to Dumar Lee. Over the left side. Pickup of only a couple.
Look at 76, David Ragosa. Boy, is he big. He's got to go about 300 pounds. He's a big boy.
Linder is still in at quarterback. He runs the option and pitches it out to Dumar Lee. Dumar trying to get around the right side. He's stacked up and ridden. First man to get to him was number 42, Darren Van Doren, the strong safety. It was not your typical strong safety, more of a monster linebacker out there.
Check this out, Rich. Johnny Gonzalez, the left offensive tackle, 6'4", 305. David Ragosa, the right offensive tackle, 6'4", 295. That's a big group of tackles right there.
Josh Bravo comes back into the ball game for the Apaches, and he will be faced with a 3rd and 2 from the 45-yard line. And they give the handoff to Dumar Lee, and he doesn't get it. Scott Tafoya, the first man to get there, but the flag is down.
I think Tony Ramirez might have got a 15-yard penalty after the play, Rich. He was having a little fight with one of the Apache wide receivers, and all of a sudden the flag came. I think Ramirez actually just retaliated for a blow that was given to him earlier, but like they say, the second guy is usually the one that gets caught, and it looked like that might be the case in this situation. Let's get the call from our referee.
We have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike, personal foul.
I agree with you, Barry, because Ramirez just got taken out of the ball game, and Coach Simons wanted to know what was going on. Now he's having a word with an official on the sideline. But the important thing is the Apaches get new life when they were stopped on 3rd down. They'll have a 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
That really does. That's totally unnecessary. Coach Simons looks like he's a little bit upset down there.
2 plays now. The fumble by the Cougars and now the penalty. The Apaches are in business as Bravo drops back and fires it out to Sierra. Rogers' 3rd catch on the night.
It's a nice throw by Josh Bravo. He just takes a 3-step drop, throws the 5-yard in to Roger Sierra, who's open, turns it into another first down for the Apaches. See that there, just the turn-in pattern by Sierra. Well, it's going to be close. They're going to measure for a first down. They're going to be, I'd say, about a foot short.
They got it by a foot. You're right about the foot.
Well, just, can't be right all the time. I just got to keep you guessing.
So the pass play from Bravo to Sierra is good for the first down. Will be 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Bravo hands off to Dumar Lee, runs into one of his own linemen. And Scott Tafoya wraps him up around his ankles and pulls him down, but not before Dumar picks up a couple.
Sanger's going to that counter play often. That time they come out in the double tight end set with 2 backs in the backfield. It looks like that play's getting a little bit slow developing. You can see the counter there to Dumar Lee. Clovis D is stifling up the middle, forcing Dumar Lee to bounce it outside. There's not much room there. The linebackers are coming up and giving support, and not much doing on those counter plays for the Sanger Apaches.
Minute 49 to go in the first quarter. Lee picked up about 2 yards on first down. Looks like we're having an equipment problem. Number 78, David Ragoza, jogs off the field. And number 70, De La Cerda, comes in to replace him. From the 28-yard line on 2nd and 8, Bravo looks to pass. Quick drop and hits a wide open Sierra on the post pattern. And Sierra breaks a tackle and then is brought down near the 10-yard line. And he looks to be a little shaken up, Barry.
That's a fine play. Watch the replay here. Bravo takes a 5-step drop, throws the post pattern to Sierra, who's wide open, picks up a nice first down to about the 10-yard line. And you're right, Rich, did look like he got a little shaken up on that play. He's going to come out.
It's limping off the field right now.
Limping off the field. A nice tackle. About 3 or 4 Clovis guys finally converged on him, put a nice hit on him. But a nice throw by Bravo and a nice catch by Sierra. And let's hope he's not too hurt, because he's a big part of that Sanger offense, and it'd be a shame for them to lose him at this point of the game.
Eric Schmidt replaces him. They run the inside handoff to the tight end, and he goes nowhere.
Yeah, they're trying to run that inside trap to the tight end, with a weak side guard and tackle trap down, but just nothing doing on that play. That's the second time they've tried to run it. I think that's been a very effective play for the Apaches, but it's not there. That big Clovis defensive line does a great job of stopping things up, but that slide inside trap there just isn't there.
Chad Mass and Casey Armstrong in the middle of that Cougar defensive line. That's a load to move. As Lee tries to get around the outside, and the Cougars do a fine job of stringing him out and then knocking him out of bounds.
Right, Clovis-D is doing a great job defensively stopping the run for the Apaches. It's the pass that's been effective for them so far in this first quarter. We'll see if in this situation here, third down and goal at the 9-yard line, if they'll go to the pass. I'm sure they will.
At the end of the first quarter, there is no score from Tom Flores Stadium. We'll be back right after this.
Can you imagine what a difference it would make if the young people of this country had the same enthusiasm for the voting booth?
Third down for the Apaches. And it's going to be Bravo on the keeper. Mike Hawks knocks him down. He's getting close to the goal line, but big Mike Hawks put a wrap on him and brought him down short.
That's another good call by the Apache offense. That time they again run the quarterback draw to Bravo. He finds his own seam and turns it upfield. He's going to be short of the first down by about 2.5 yards. I don't know, the Apaches are going to take a timeout to discuss this one. You can see the statistics in the first quarter. 57 yards passing for the Apaches and 38 yards rushing, as opposed to Clovis, who only has 26 yards total offense. 1 turnover for the Cougars and 2 penalties. So definitely the momentum in the first quarter has to go on the side of the Apaches, thanks to that 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct, and also the turnover, the fumble that they had, Rich. And Clovis hasn't had the ball very much, just that one time.
That's the exact problem for the Cougars. They didn't have the ball enough. When they had the ball, they were driving, and if it wasn't for the tuning, they were doing an excellent job. Sanger's head coach, Chuck Shidan.
He's done a great job with this Sanger football program. He's really turning it around, and they got a fine football team. Looks like he's going up top to see what they have to say to him. It looks like, it appears that they might be going for it here on 4th down, Rich.
4th and goal from about the 1.5-yard line. Biggest play of the ball game so far.
This is a real big player in this game. You got to think that the Apaches are going to throw the ball, maybe run that quarterback draw again if it's there, but you got to think that Bravo's going to drop back and throw the football right here.
Handoff goes to Lee up the middle, and he is in for the touchdown.
Great job by the offensive line. Good job by Dumar Lee of getting that ball in the end zone. He sensed it, and he found the end zone, and Apaches draw first blood.
Josh Bravo for the point after. Kick is good. So 23 seconds into the second quarter. The Apaches get on the board and take the lead 7-0.
Rich, I think they did a great job of sending a message right there to the Cougars. They They weren't very effective running the football, but here on 4th down and goal to goal, they run it. I mean, right up the middle. And look at Dumar Lee drive. Great surge by the offensive line, driving the Clovis D back. Touchdown Apaches, and you can see number 9, Dumar Lee, is a happy young man down there, congratulating his offensive line for a good job of blocking on that goal line play. And the Apaches are out in front.
Bravo will kick it off for Sanger. Roy, number 29, Tony Ramirez, and number 36, Donnie Diaz, are back deep for the Cougars. And Bravo's high kick will be fielded by Ramirez at the 9. Comes straight up the middle of the field and tries to make a cut and slips. And then is brought down, but a decent return out to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Tony tried to make a cut right there in the muddy part of the field and almost lost his feet. But nice field position for the Cougars, starting about their own 30-yard line. And they have to get something going here, Rich. They had the ball for minimal time in the first quarter, and they need a time-consuming drive right here to get their offense established.
This is Esquivel over the right side. Roy with the good gain. Cougars, before the turnover, were running the ball very effectively.
Right, I mean, they're making no bones about it. They're running right over at Darren Mask, and they're going to do it. As you can see, the Apache scoring drive, 10 plays, 77 yards, 6:45 on the time of possession, with Dumar Lee going over for 1 yard out. And that's a very impressive drive right there for the Apaches.
Pickup of 8 on first down by Esquivel. Danny Taylor, who has been hurt, is the lone setback.
Get off the line, get off!
And he gets the handoff. On the left side, trying to get outside, breaks a tackle, and picks up enough for the first down.
Pretty good job right there, Rich, by Jim Robles, the cornerback, of coming up and tripping up Danny Taylor. Robles not a very big kid, 5'8", 175, and Danny Taylor probably goes about 185 there. But a good, nevertheless, a good tackle there. But Clovis still picks up the first down. Watch the replay here. They just give it off to Danny Taylor. He finds the lane over the left side. And watch the tackle right here. Good tackle by the defensive secondary man.
Feramisco rolls out and fires a quick pass to Lee Green. Trying to get outside, breaks a tackle, and gets down the sideline, and then is knocked out of bounds in a late hit by Dumar Lee.
That kills you. That's going to cost him 15 yards. Tacked onto that play makes it about a 25-yard gain. Can't have that. You got to have more discipline than that. Interesting formation here by Clovis, Rich, one that I haven't seen before. They go to a single setback who's just a blocking back. 3 receivers. They throw it out to the flat to Lee Green. Does a nice job of turning up field and gets some positive yards. And then Dumar Lee knocks him out of bounds, knocks him about 6 or 7 yards out of bounds to add 15 more onto that. But I haven't seen Clovis run that formation. I haven't seen him come out in the no huddle before either. And now they're coming out. They're going single setback, 3 receivers with the single running back on the end of the line of scrimmage for blocking purposes. So it's obvious that he's not going to get the ball out of that formation. So it's definitely a passive formation for the Cougars.
First down from the 29-yard line. Handoff goes to the up man. Around the left side and still on his feet. And close to the end zone, but stopped just short, is Brice Waterman, the fullback. And Coach Simons talked a lot about how he's played extremely well this year. I don't think anybody on the defense knew he had the ball until they got to about the 20.
That's a great job. Watch Brice Waterman. He comes, just a fullback trap. You see Jason Adair kick the defensive tackle out. Wide open hole. Here comes Waterman. Watch the forearm right here. There it goes. Good forearm shiver. And he gets down to about the 1.5-yard line. A great run. Great play by the Clovis offense running the fullback trap.
Austin Lovett saved the touchdown. Give to Waterman once again. And he is drilled.
Austin Lovett put a big hit on him there and then introduced himself to Brice Waterman after the play. Watch the replay here. They try to just give it to Waterman up the middle again. Watch Austin Lovett. Boom, right there. Fights off his block. Nice play. Nice play by the Sanger defense. Tough to score when you're down and deep and the defense gets that goal line defense going.
Cougars are about at the 4-yard line, and Feramisco fakes a handoff, trying to get around the right side, chased down and hit. Ball came out, the whistle blew.
The referee on the far side called it a touchdown, Rich. He very indecisive. Very indecisive. The referee on the far side, the side judge, stuck his arms up as if it was a touchdown and then pulled his arms back down. He did call it a touchdown. He has to stick with that call whether Feramisco fumble or not. He did call it a touchdown. I saw the arms go up myself. See, it'd be interesting to see what the officiating crew does here. And they're going to call it a touchdown.
There was no way, in my opinion, that they could have ruled that a fumble. It could have been a fumble legally, but he blew his whistle.
That's right, and if the official goes back on his word, that's when they get on all kinds of trouble. Watch, see if Feramisco fumbles before he carries it over. That's close. That's awful close to call, but if you can see, maybe if we can see that replay again, you can see the official on the far side stick his hands up. We're going to show the replay after the touchdown. You can see the official on the far side stick his hands up and signal touchdown. Once he puts his hands up to signal touchdown, it's a touchdown. They can't change their call.
Chuck Shidan is out on the field talking to the referee.
He's a little irate. I think if they just would have stuck with the call and been a little more decisive about it, they wouldn't be having these problems out here right now.
We can't really tell on our replay because we're blocked out by some linemen, but it looked to me as if Feramisco was not down and Dumar Lee just cut under his legs. That's the point after by Phelps.
The question is whether the ball was in the end zone or not, because once they cross the plane of the end zone, it's a touchdown. It doesn't matter if he fumbles after that. Once he crosses the plane, it's a touchdown.
PAT is good, and we have a 7-7 tie, so just like that, the Cougars are back in the ball game.
Okay, here's a replay. Watch the official on the far side. You can see his arms go up. Right there, you see, and then he sticks him back down. A little indecisiveness there, but he did signal a touchdown, so it's a touchdown.
You umpire a lot of games in baseball as well as referee in basketball. Not so much that you know the right call, it's that you act like you know the right call.
That's right. It's all about selling yourself. 5 plays, 70 yards. The Cougars were very impressive on that play. Feramisco with the 10-yard touchdown run. And you're right, Rich, the whole key, the whole reason there was controversy on that play is because the official initially signaled touchdown and then he kind of changed his mind. So maybe he thought he made the wrong call and could get away with it, but it's hard to get away with anything without someone seeing it. You just got to be decisive when you make those calls. That's the whole key to it.
If you make a decisive call, timeout on the field. Not exactly sure what for. We were all lined up and Phelps was getting ready to kick. There was a timeout, and the Apaches, looks like Sanger called it. Their coach is out on the field.
Everyone with the right hand.
Dumar Lee called it. The deep man.
Clovis. Come on, you guys. Clovis, show your hand. Clovis.
Okay, one more time. We're going to look at that touchdown. Watch Feramisco here. See if he's crossed. Right there, you can see the official's hands up, so he definitely signaled touchdown. The question is whether he broke the plane before he fumbled the ball. If he broke the plane and he fumbles, it's still a touchdown. And the official did signal a touchdown, so that's the call.
Phelps' kick is a high one and will be fielded short at about the 15-yard line. Big hit by number 41, Aaron Franks. Drilled Fausto Pina.
That's a big hit. When you're returning kicks and you try to cut the ball across the green, you are liable to get hammered, and that's what happened that time. Aaron Franks makes a real nice tackle.
If you're going to return those kicks, you definitely
follow your wedge
north
in.
And south.
That's
is
it.
the
You
way to
start
go.
running east and west on kickoff returns, and you're going to get hammered because those guys are coming full speed.
Apaches have the ball at 24-yard line. Pitch out goes to Dumar Lee around the left side. Pickup of a couple.
Sanger feels that it has to establish the running game to open up the passing game, so they're going to keep going with it. That time they pick up about 2.5 yards on that play. As you can see, Derek Feramisco with his stylish hairdo.
Talking to the men upstairs. Cougar quarterback did a great job driving his team down the field for the tying touchdown.
And Sanger's going to have to take another timeout. That's their last one of the half.
Boy, those are valuable timeouts.
They sure are. Well, I mean, if you're Coach Chuck Shidan, you're real upset if this is the fourth quarter, but it's only the second quarter, so you get 3 more in the second half. But don't want to burn those timeouts in case you get a drive going towards the end of the half, and you might really need to use them.
Roger Sierra has not returned for the Apaches. He's over on the trainer's table getting worked on. Not exactly sure what happened to him. He limped off the field.
You can see a picture of Coach Chuck Shidan. Looked like he might have been wandering over to the trainer's table to see how his receiver was doing. They need Roger Sierra in that lineup if they're going to be effective throwing the football.
Apaches have 2nd and 8 coming up. The running game has not been all that effective. Big game like this, maybe a trick play or two, wouldn't be surprised to see them thrown in. Muddy field, not a whole lot can be going on. Backs aren't getting very good footing. Dumar Lee's not been able to get around that corner, and he's got excellent speed, but kind of got to run with those flat feet.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get a field like this. It kind of nullifies the speed a little bit. You know, if you got a real fast team with a lot of quickness getting to the corner, you don't want rainy games. But if you have a tough, hard-nosed, smash-mouth football type of team, heck, it could rain, it could snow, it could do whatever, and you don't care. So you have to think that this kind of playing conditions favors the Cougars just a little bit. Here it comes.
Pitch out on the option, and number 3 is drilled. The ball is loose, and the Cougars have it. Craig Lingenfelter fell on the fumble. Boy, a big hit was put on Tom Saldati.
That was an interesting play. As a runner pass option with quarterback Bravo, they run Saldati behind him. They pitch the ball to him. He doesn't do a great job of putting the ball in the pressure points of his arms to keep it in tight in case he gets hit. He gets popped pretty good, and out comes the ball. And there's a big turnover for the Apaches, the first one that they've committed tonight. Deep in their own territory, it really hurts.
1st and 10 from the 30. So after giving up a turnover in the first quarter, the Cougars get one here in the second. See if they can capitalize on it. Handoff goes to Danny Taylor around the right side. Taylor heads upfield. And he downs one of the men in there to knock him down. But Danny Taylor just off injured reserve list. Coach Simon said he will see limited duty.
Yeah, he's a good running back, Danny Taylor. That time he does a good job of following the block by Chad Mass. Chad Mass just absolutely annihilated the man over him. Chad Mass goes 6'3", 295. He's a big boy, and he'll drive you out of there. He's getting a lot of looks by the big Division I schools. He's an outstanding tackle. Big guy, but outstanding foot speed.
This is Waterman up the middle. Steve Montgomery, the outside linebacker, number 55, goes 5'10", 205 pounds. He's been lining up over Mass.
Yeah, that's a mismatch, to say the least. Chad Mass is a big boy, and he's an outstanding football player, Rich. He has improved tremendously over the time that we've been able to see him. And Clovis is, they're doing themselves right by running over number 77, Chad Mass.
First down. This is Waterman again over the right side. Brice fights ahead for another good pickup.
Nothing fancy about this drive, just pound it out, grind it out style of football.
First down plays for the Cougars have been very effective, setting up those second and short situations.
Sure, that's a key to having nice, sustained long drives is if you can get 6, 7, 8 yards on first down, you can do whatever you want on second down. I mean, you can throw the ball, keeps the defense on the back of their heels. Derek Feramisco 1-for-1 passing. They haven't needed to throw the ball. They've been so effective running it.
Esquivel is the tailback. Feramisco fakes a handoff around the left side. He's got room. And it looks like he is knocked down just short of the goal line. Tom Soldati does a nice job of getting to Feramisco.
They pull the offside guard and tackle around, give Feramisco. That's a running play all the way. Turns it upfield. Good job by the Sanger defense of keeping him out of the end zone, but it brings up a first down goal to go for the Cougars.
From about the inch line, this is Taylor, and that is a Cougar touchdown. Taylor came in tied for second place in the NYL for scoring with 7 touchdowns, and he gets his 8th here tonight to tie with LaRon Cook of Roosevelt. Point after is good by Phelps, so it is 14-7, Cougars on top with 5:05 to go in the first half.
Yeah, each team has fumbled the ball one time, Rich, and the difference in this game right now is the Clovis Cougars are winning the war on the line of scrimmage. Watch on the replay of the touchdown here. Nothing fancy. They just give it to Taylor over the left side. Nice job of the offensive line of blowing open a huge hole, and Danny Taylor just cakewalks it into the end zone. Touchdown Cougars, and they go up 14-7. Sanger doesn't want to get into a high-scoring shooting match with the Clovis Cougars because I don't think they'll be able to prevail in that type of situation. They need their defense to tighten up a little bit and maybe get another big play.
Pena is back deep for the Apaches. Dumar Lee is one of the up men.
They moved Lee that time to the side to try to get him the ball, and he's got it.
Out over the left side and now around. And Lee returns the kick. A flag goes down. Not exactly sure who it's on. Josh Phelps was clapping as though it was against the Apaches. "30-yard return for Dumar Lee. We'll wait and see if it stands."
Clipping on the run back.
A nice run back for the Apaches. It's going to come back with that clipping call and costly penalty. There you can see the scoring drive for the Cougars. 5 plays, 30 yards, 2 minutes and 4 seconds with Danny Taylor taking it over for a 1-yard TD run.
I think the Apaches are well aware that they need to keep the ball out of the Cougars' offense's hands if they're to be successful in another time-consuming drive.
Yeah, they haven't been able to stop the Clovis offense. They're pounded out running game. They haven't been able to stop it at all. So their offense has got to keep the ball.
Apaches run this one with Dumar Lee over the left side.
That's a nice run by Dumar Lee, just on the tailback powered. Does a good job of driving his legs and picking up about 6 yards. Nice run by Dumar Lee.
Pickup of 5.
There you can see Dumar just bouncing out to the outside, keeping his legs driving. I don't think he's come off the field once yet, Rich. He's playing offense, defense, special teams, doing it all for the Apaches.
Handoff once again. Pickup of only a couple.
Sanger's having a tendency to run over the left side. David Ragosa, number 76. He's affectionately known here in Sanger as the House.
The House. Well, that's fitting. He's a big guy.
6'4", 305. Excuse me, 6'4", 295.
Thing that has hurt the Apaches is the absence of Roger Sierra.
Yeah, it really has. Their passing game has been ill-effective since Sierra went down.
Third straight play for Dumar Lee. Be close to the first down.
Does a nice job. I think he picked up the first down with the second effort, Rich. He's squirmed through a couple of Clovis defenders, and a good second effort by Dumar Lee and a good second surge by the offensive line allows him to pick up the first down.
First and 10 from the 40-yard line. Bravo fakes it, he's going up top. Ramirez out on the coverage, and it's just off his fingertips.
Nice call that time. They tried to run the play action pass. They've gone to Dumar Lee 3 plays in a row. That time they do the play action. Just a good job by Tony Ramirez of staying on his man, his offensive receiver man to man, and not allowing Bravo to put that one in there. Good secondary play by the Clovis Cougars that time.
Colby Linder, the intended target. Tony Ramirez, just a little guy out there on the corner.
Yeah, he is not very big, is he? He's probably about 5'4". You can see Josh Bravo, 709 yards passing this season, 7 touchdowns.
Rolls out, puts it in the air again. This one is complete. Nice hit by number 36, Donnie Diaz, the cornerback.
Nice catch by Colby Linder, number 18. He runs that turn-in pattern, which we saw Sierra run earlier, and he knew he was going to get blasted after he caught that ball, but he does a good job of holding on to it. Nice catch by Colby Linder out there. You can see the replay. Bravo rolls out here to his right, throws a nice strike right in the money to Linder, and he gets blasted from behind, but he hangs on to the ball. Good job.
.235 to go in the first half. First down for the Apaches, and they look to go to the air once again. And Bravo just airs it out. Mike Hawks was in his face and shoved him down after he got rid of it. Smart play by Bravo just to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's good presence of mind by the senior quarterback. Mike Hawks fought through a double-team block that time, pressured in and got a pursuit on Bravo, made him throw the ball a little prematurely. But overall, the Sanger O-line's doing a good job of pass protection, not allowing Clovis a lot of penetration in that defensive line.
Ball is on the Cougars' 48-yard line. Second and 10. Bravo rolls out, steps up, fires down the sideline. Intended target was his tight end, Chris Hickman.
Let's go. Third and long.
Donnie Diaz on the coverage.
I'd look for the Apaches here, Rich. Probably try to throw the ball maybe back across the middle or come back to that quarterback draw with Bravo. He hasn't run that ball since I believe since he got hurt in that one play, but it was an effective play earlier. I'd look for him maybe to go back to that again or throw the ball across the middle.
Tight end across the middle has been effective. A couple nice gains, and Bravo missed him once. It looked like the ball slipped out of his hands. Third and 10. Now Bravo's got pressure, doubles back. He's wrapped up and dragged down by number 55, Josh Phelps.
That wasn't a bad job by the offensive line, just a great job by the Clovis secondary. No one open downfield. Bravo tried to throw, he tried to run away. There was nowhere to go. He sacked for a 22-yard loss. But, just a coverage sack. Great job by the defensive backfield for Clovis. And they're going to take a timeout right here. They still think they have time with 2:02 remaining in the half to get the ball back and get an effective drive and try to punch one more in before half runs out.
Really unfortunate thing for the Apaches to lose their top wide receiver.
Yeah, it kills him. It really does.
He and Bravo were definitely on the same page early on.
Right. You know, that could be one of the differences between the Clovis Cougars and the Sanger Apaches. It's, you know, not so much that their first starting players are that much different in ability. It's the depth. You know, Clovis might have a little more depth than the Apaches do. You know, Clovis can go 1 or 2 deep at most, or 2 deep at almost every position, where the Apaches, you hurt someone like Roger Sierra gets hurt, you know, there's not the quality there to back him up. And that hurts him. You know, that hurts a team like Sanger.
Bravo will punt. Gets it away. This is Ramirez. It's on a good move, heads upfield, and then is dragged down from behind by Soldati. Cougars take over with decent field position. Minute 52 remaining.
Still plenty of time to score. Sanger's got to tighten up here. They cannot afford to give up another score before half.
Green comes in motion. Feramisco gives the handoff to Esquivel over the left side. Roy gets away from one man before he is dropped by Rosales.
Watch the replay here, just a straight tailback power again to Esquivel. Big hole over the left side, rumbling into the secondary. And the Cougars, I think they took another timeout.
Minute 30 on the clock. The field is definitely sloppy. Doesn't look too bad, but the players are having tough time making any real crisp cuts.
Right, it is wet, but you know, it is in pretty good condition considering all the rain we had today. I'd hate to like be at McLean Stadium tonight and see what that field looks like. There you can see the sidelines, a little muddy down there towards the side, but it's not too bad on the actual playing surface. Rich, is the first time I've been here to Tom Flores Stadium, and it's a great facility out here in Sanger.
Very nice.
Definitely a football field. You know, no running track. The running track's on the back side here of the press box, and it's a real nice facility.
First down from the 44-yard line. 5 wide receivers for the Cougars. Feramisco rolls out and tries the quick one to Green, but it bounced in front of him. So trying to run the similar play that they ran earlier. And Feramisco's throw comes up just a bit short.
Just a little bit short on that play. Again, they go to that. No, look at it. They got no running backs, 5 wide receivers, and it's like the run and shoot at the University of Houston with the coach out there that gets his microphone and yells the plays in from the sideline with a megaphone or whatever you call it. Coach Simon's going to have to get one of those if he's going to continue to run this offense.
Feramisco rolls out and now he's wrapped up still on his feet, and now he breaks free around the left side. He's got running room, heads for the sideline and makes it.
Feramisco's a slippery one. You really have to wrap him up if you want to tackle him. You got to drive your legs. You got to wrap him up and drive him down. You can't just shoulder tackle him. He's not going to go down. You see on the replay, he tries to throw, no one open. Looks like he's going to be sacked right there, but he rolls out, breaks out to his left, avoids a couple tacklers, and then has the presence of mind to step out of bounds and kill the clock with 1:15 remaining.
Same formation. Feramisco's going to run the draw. Pickup of 7. And the clock continues to tick. Cougars have the ball on the 30-yard line. Score here would be huge. Advantage for the Cougars heading into halftime. And Feramisco's going to run it again up the middle. Picks up the first down as he nears the 20-yard line. Been a very fast-moving first half.
Yeah, it sure has. lot of running plays.
1st and 10 from the 20. 30 seconds to go, and a flag goes down. And the Cougars are signaling for a timeout.
Encroachment in the neutral zone. Offense.
That's not what Clovis was looking for.
No, and the 5-yard offside penalty to back them up. 31 seconds. Looks like they're going to have to try to go, in, I guess, up top into the end zone and try to get something there. It's going to be real tough to get a field goal off in this kind of weather, you know, with the slippery ball and the hands a little slick and wet.
Cougars have, in the past, we've done quite a few of their games last year, and they also did it this year. We'll run the ball to one side of the field to get it on a hash mark and then put their best wide receiver to the wide side of the field and have them run the post corner route.
Sure.
They have done it with a great deal of success.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him do it here.
Ball is in the middle of the field. 31 seconds to go. 1st and 15 after the penalty. 5 wide receivers once again. Apaches with the 3-man defensive line front. And here comes another linebacker. Feramisco lets it go, and it is caught by number 80, Bobby Cooper. It's a nice catch, pulling the ball right up off his shoe top.
That really was. Watch the replay here, see if Cooper actually does catch the ball. Sure does. It's a nice catch.
1st and goal. Feramisco's going to run it up the middle. He's got room, and he's got a Cougar touchdown with 12 seconds remaining on the clock.
Not what the Apaches wanted in that situation. They wanted to try to go into the half, only down by 7. Instead, pinning the extra point, they could be down by 14 points, and that can hurt them.
I thought it was a trap.
Point after is no good by Phelps. So with 12 seconds on the clock, 20-7 the score.
Watch the replay. It's just a quarterback draw again. Feramisco, one-step drop, takes it over to the left side, all kinds of daylight, rumbles into the end zone, touchdown Cougars, and they take a commanding 20-7 lead here with only 12 seconds remaining in the first half. If I'm Clovis right now, I do whatever possible to keep the ball away from Dumar Lee. He's going to switch over to the left side this time. Clovis will try to keep the ball away from him.
Low liner bounces off one of the Apaches, and the Cougars have the ball back, I believe. Yes, they do.
How's that for a break?
10
seconds left.
Oh.
What do you do, Rich? You try to throw one up top, or you just sit on it and take your 13-point lead into the locker room? Me, being the conservative guy that I am, would probably just sit on it.
I'd put it up top. What the heck?
I'm sure you would. What happens if something weird happens and the Apaches return it for a touchdown? Then you'd be second-guessing yourself.
2 seconds. Feramisco better snap it. They're not going to get a playoff. He does just as time runs out, and now he puts it up top. He's got Bobby Cooper wide open, but Lee Green catches it and then breaks a tackle and then gets shoved out of bounds at about the 15-yard line.
Almost worked.
So that will bring a close to the first half. Some wild and wacky plays, but the Clovis Cougars are definitely in the driver's seat. 20-7 at the half.
If you took away a star for every 1 million people who didn't vote, and a stripe for every 5 million non-voters, and a patch of blue for the 10 million people who didn't care, exactly what kind of flag are we waving?
Welcome back to Tom Flores Stadium as we get set to get underway with the second half of action. The Clovis Cougars on top, 20-7. Bad break and bad news for the Sanger Apaches. Barry, their star wide receiver, Roger Sierra, out for the ball game.
Yeah, that really hurts him, Rich. You know, he was, like we said, the leading receiver in the NYL coming into tonight's game, and Sanger was going to him often. Early in the ball game, he made 3 or 4 nice catches, and then he unfortunately gets hurt, and it seemed to decimate the Sanger Apache offense a little bit. In order for them to get back in this ball game, someone's going to have to step it up for them and assume the role of the star possession wide receiver. And if it doesn't happen, then Sanger could be in trouble. You can see the statistics. Clovis, remember in the first half they had 26 yards rushing, so 112 yards rushing in the second quarter alone. They just dominated the second quarter. 200 yards total offense to 96 for the Apaches. Apaches did nothing in the second quarter. First downs pretty even, turnovers even at 1 apiece, and the penalties pretty much even, but the difference in the game has been in the trenches. The Clovis offensive and defensive lines have done the job, and Sanger's going to have to get it together in the second half. And another bad break for Sanger is they have to kick off to open the second half. It's very important for them to stop the Clovis offense and get the ball back.
This game's not over by a long shot, 20-7, 2-touchdown difference. Very important for the Apaches to stop Derek Feramisco, both throwing the ball as well as running it. Both teams have ran the quarterback draw effectively all night.
Yeah, right. You know, when you have quarterbacks like Josh Bravo and Derek Feramisco who have the ability to run the football, you know, you might as well use it. And a quarterback draw is a great play, especially when you're sending receivers deep downfield. You send the defensive secondary down, and there's often big chunks of yardage to be gained right up the middle.
Feramisco did an excellent job on that last drive just before the half ended of calling his own number up the middle on those consecutive plays. Apaches had all those linebackers spread out to cover the 5 wide receivers on the line. Feramisco kept taking a step back, and they pushed the 2 tackles out, and he had a wide open track right up the middle. To get by that linebacker, he was in business. He scored the touchdown with just seconds remaining to give his team a 13-point lead, and they're going to get the ball back to start the second half.
Rich, I believe there on the monitor you can see that's the Clovis High Band who has made the road trip over from Sanger, but I'll be darned if they weren't going to wear those new uniforms out on this rainy night.
No.
They wore their cities tonight. There was no way their band director was going to let them wear them brand new uniforms out and let them get ruined on this rainy night.
Haven't had too much rain during the ball game. Rained all afternoon in Sanger. So the field is soggy, but in good condition because the Apaches are the only team to play on it. As Bravo kicks a high short one to start the second half. Picked up by Ramirez up the middle. He's got running room, and he is tackled by number 42, Jim Robles.
Clovis kickoff return team just opened a huge hole right up the middle. Ramirez was able to break it. If he had any type of breakaway speed at all, he could have been gone for a touchdown, but still brings the ball out to the 47-yard line. It looks like Tony's a little shaken up down on the play, but he's up and running off the field under his own power. But not what Sanger wanted to do to start the second half is give Clovis excellent field position.
They will start at the 47. Ramirez does an excellent job of returning those kicks straight up the field, north and south, and if he gets crease, he's right through it.
That's what you want your kick returner to do.
Danny Taylor starts at tailback for the Cougars. Green comes in motion, and Feramisco fakes the handoff, sets up to throw, looks over the middle, and fires it complete. Penalty marker is down.
That's a nice play by Clovis, but looks like a holding penalty is going to bring that one back. Richard was thrown by the umpire, and 9 out of 10 times is a holding call, and I bet you that's what it is that time.
If you're correct, the reception by John English will be wiped out.
Face mask on the offense. Face mask on the offense, 15 yards.
That's worse than a holding call, Rich. They get an offensive lineman, got a face mask call in there in the trenches. Got his hand caught up in one of the Sanger Apache defensive guys, and it's going to cost him 15. It's a big penalty. A big break that the Apaches needed in this situation.
Cougars will get first down over. So they will have 1st and 25. Waterman.
That's that inside trap play that was real effective in the first half, Rich, to come right back to it on 1st down and 25. Picks up a nice chunk of that yardage back, probably about 12 yards. Watch the replay. It's just a quick inside trap to the fullback. You see the offensive guard right there come out and just blast the defensive tackle for the Apaches, open up a big hole, and a nice 1st down gain for Clovis of about 12 or 13 yards.
On 2nd down, Green comes in motion. Feramisco fakes the handoff, and now the ball is tipped down at the line of scrimmage.
Good job of play action by Clovis, but a good job of the Sager defensive line of penetrating to the line of scrimmage, sticking their hands up and blocking that pass. Nice play.
3rd down, 3rd.
That will bring up 3rd and 13. Play action. Feramisco going to throw it over the middle. Pass is complete to Morgan Burdick for the 1st down.
That's a great pass into coverage by Feramisco. It takes the play action pass and throws it to Morgan Burdick, who's running across the middle. Feramisco, a lot of confidence in his ability to throw the ball in there. Good coverage by the secondary in their zone defense, but still a nice pass by Feramisco. See the play action there, sucks in the linebackers. Nice throw, right on the money. 1st down, big 1st down.
Cougars are back in business as Danny Taylor is stopped after a pickup of a couple on the left side. Clovis is about back to where they were if they wouldn't have got the penalty.
Yeah, that's a nice play by Dan Castro, inside linebacker for Sanger. He stepped it up and put a nice hit on Danny Taylor, drives him down to the turf. Real nice play, nice tackle, nice form tackle that time by Castro.
Second down and 8. Feramisco fakes the pass and now is going to run it up the middle. Got a lot of room. Oh, did you see that hit?
That's a great downfield block.
What do we want?
Oh.
When do we want it?
Ryan Blankenship just flattened. I didn't get to see the number.
That's an offensive lineman dream when they get a downfield block. Watch right here. I don't know if we're going to get this. Watch. It's kind of off the screen, but boy, one of those Sanger defensive backs just got drilled by one of those big boys up front.
Don't be standing around before the whistle's blown. Somebody's going to pay you a visit. Esquivel over the left side, breaks free. Close to a 1st down as the Cougars march down deep into Apache territory.
Nothing fancy about that, Rich. Just pounding it straight at the Apache defense. They're bringing the chains for a measurement, and I'm going to go back to my initial 1 foot short.
Well, maybe a toddler's foot.
That's what I meant, of course.
Sure. 2nd And about a small foot for the Cougars to go. Ball is on the 10-yard line. Handoff goes to Waterman up the middle. Flag goes down.
We have a flag down.
That'll hurt you.
Holding call against the Cougars, not what they wanted, a second and very short situation. They're going to get a 10-yard penalty. It's going to bring that back and make it second down 10.
Coach Simons is hot.
He really is. I don't think he feels that the officials are giving him a fair shake. They're getting a lot of penalties, but you know.
Hurry up, Roy. How can you call that? How many are you going to call that?
You can hear Coach Simons down there giving the officials an earful. He feels like his team's getting homered a little bit, and he's going to get a delay of game penalty. Another 5 yards is going to back the Cougars up even further, and their drive is stalling here in Apache territory. Clovis fans are booing a little bit. Coach Simons is a little bit irate with the officials.
2nd and 16. Feramisco fakes a handoff, rolls out. Now Derek tucks it down, is going to try to run it. Tries to get around the outside. It's finally dragged down by Colby Linder.
Nice tackle by Linder. Comes up from his cornerback position and makes a nice tackle on the quarterback, Feramisco. Third and 12 for the Cougars. I maybe look for him to go with the little play action here, Rich.
Four wide receivers set. Looking left, now looking right, now puts it up, intended for Green. Dumar Lee's got coverage, and it is incomplete. Nice job by Dumar Lee.
Real good coverage that time. Dumar Lee playing a good center field from a safety position. Comes over and knocks that ball away. Nice play by number 9, Dumar Lee, who is a all-around performer for the Apaches.
Workhorse.
Yeah, he really is. He's playing offense, defense, and you know, at a school like a Sanger with the enrollment not as high, you know, they don't get it maybe as many talented athletes. You got to put your best players and keep them on the field and use them in all situations, and that's what Coach Chuck Shidan does with Dumar Lee.
Fourth and 12. Feramisco fakes a handoff, play action, looking across the middle, and this one's picked off. Intercepted by Dan Castro.
That's a nice job by Castro of coming up, filling the hole. They try to run that post pattern again to Morgan Burdick across the middle. Castro steps in and picks it off. It was Feramisco was just throw it in there and see what happens. You know, he had nothing to lose by throwing that ball. You can watch on the replay. Feramisco with the play action pass right there. He tries to throw it across the middle to Burdick. Watch Castro step right up right there and makes a nice play.
Tackled by Roy Esquivel. Really not that big of a deal. Apaches have the ball on the 18-yard line. This is Dumar Lee. Ramirez with the tackle to slow Lee down.
That might have been the best job of offensive blocking we've seen tonight from the Sanger Apache offensive line. They blew just a huge hole over the right side for Dumar Lee to run through. Watch the hole created by the offensive line here on the tailback power play. Nice play.
.6:15 to go in the third quarter. 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen, but the pitch back goes to Dumar Lee. The ball is loose, but they're going to rule him down. And Coach Simons and the rest of the Cougars are on fire. We've had a few quick whistles here tonight.
That was a real quick whistle. Dumar Lee, I don't think he was down when he fumbled the football, but the official ruled him down. And Coach Simons is really getting upset. He's going to watch it, or his coaching staff is going to get a 15-yard penalty. You can see him down on the sidelines. He does not feel like this game is being officiated fairly. Sometimes that happens. Watch the replay here, and you can judge for yourself at home whether Lee was actually down. That's a close call right there, but the official ruled him down.
Second and 9. Bravo rolling out. Hawks puts pressure on him. Ball is incomplete. I don't know if that hit the ground before it went up in the air or not.
I don't know. It might have kicked off his shoe or something and flipped up in the air. The Clovis defenders were going after it like it was an interception possibility.
Jason Chang, the intended receiver. 3rd and 10. Cougars need to hold tight here and get the ball back. For the Apaches, they seem to have a lot of excitement after that interception. First down here could lead to something big.
Yeah, they need to get a first down here.
And they need something big.
They do.
5:20 to go in the third quarter. 20-7 the score. Clovis on top. Tight end pass again is tipped off of the tight end's hands. Chris Hickman, the intended receiver, only got one hand up.
Nice pattern, but it just Bravo threw it a little bit out of the outstretched hands of the tight end. Wasn't able to convert on that one watching the replay. Pretty nice throw by Bravo. Just throws a little bit tall right there for the tight end. Not able to convert, and it looks like Sanger's going to have to punt it away here on 4th down. They got Bravo, who is their punter. I don't know if this is a situation for a fake punt. They're pretty deep in their own territory, and it's also a 4th and 10 situation. I wouldn't look for them to fake it here.
30-yard line. He punts it and gets off a pretty good one. Ramirez from the 40 runs into his own man, still on his feet, and then is tackled going backwards. Cougars will have good position at the 47-yard line.
Clovis defense, except for that one drive, has really done an outstanding job tonight of shutting down that Apache offense. And again, that time they do a good job of, besides that first run by Dumar Lee, there was nothing doing.
Let's go, Taylor!
First down, Danny Taylor is tripped up behind the line of scrimmage by Rick Jaricki.
That's a nice play that time. He submarines in there and trips up Danny Taylor just as he's getting into the line of scrimmage. Nice play by the defensive tackle that time. I'm sure Clovis is going to try to start working that clock to their favor. Those running plays really eat up the clock.
Continue keeping the ball on the ground and advancing it like they have. Esquivel is the back now. Feramisco fakes it. Now looks trying to go downfield. Now he's grabbed from his jersey by number 22, Hickman, and pulled down for a sack. Be a loss of about 11 yards.
That's a great play by number 22, Chris Hickman from the defensive end. He fights off his block, doesn't allow Feramisco to get outside. They like to get outside and let him spread the offense out. Watch Feramisco. He tries to get outside the pocket. There's Hickman right there, wraps up Feramisco and brings him down. Nice play by the Sanger defense.
3rd and 19. Green comes in motion again. Handoff goes to Taylor. Danny trying to get her around to the outside. Saldati with the tackle.
That's a good defensive stand by Sanger that time. They needed to come up big defensively, and they did. Clovis is going to be 3 and out. And Sanger still needs a big play. They got Dumar Lee back to return the punt. Hopefully he can get a good handle on the ball and get some good positive yards for the Apaches.
Esquivel, the punter for the Cougars. And he kicks a wobbly end over end that is fair caught by Tom Soldati at the 26-yard line. So the Apaches get the ball back with 2:57 to go in the third quarter. They trail by 13.
Not bad field position here for Sanger. They need to get something going. Time's starting to work against them. There's still a lot of time left, 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, but they need to get a good drive here and try to get the ball in the end zone.
Handoff to Jason Chang around the left side. Dumar Lee now comes back in the ball game.
That's Dumar's big break for the game, one play.
It's like the Michael Jordan of the Sanger Apache team.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the Apache fans would like nothing more than for Dumar to start being like Mike and taking over this game.
Need a big play. Over the left side. Pickup of a couple.
That's a nice run by Lee that time. Just, not a lot of room there. He's squeaking out as many yards as he can. Just that Clovis D is doing a good job of pursuing to the ball, flying to the football, and making a nice tackle. Watch on the replay. Dumar Lee gets as many yards as he possibly can. That Clovis defense is swarming all over the football.
That's exact. They've done that all night long.
Yeah, they really have. They've done a great job of swarming to the play on the running game. Maybe if Sanger would be a good time for them to go back to that play action pass, see if they can get that secondary sucked in.
They go with Dumar Lee once again up the middle, and he has the first down. Cougars have missed tackles tonight, but if one guy misses a tackle, there's always 2 or 3 of his teammates right there behind him to help slow the guy down and let everybody else in on the action.
That was a good positive first down for Sanger on that play. Replay, Dumar Lee just takes the ball right up the gut, does a good job of picking out a hole, finding the seam, and picking up the first down.
Quick pass out to number 83, Fausto Pina.
That's a nice call by the Sanger Apache offense that time. Throw the ball in the flat to Pina. He tries to pick up some good yards. Picks up about 3 yards on that play. But again, the Clovis defense swarming to the football and not allowing Pina to get it going and stopping him for only about a 3-yard gain.
Eric Tillman finished Pina off and drove him out of bounds. Cougars are a very physical team. They don't just tackle you, they hit you and hit you hard. There's one of their biggest hitters, Scott Tafoya, knocking down Dumar Lee behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a great job by Tafoya, penetrating into the backfield and wrapping Dumar Lee up before he's able to bounce that one outside. Tafoya is a good, hard-nosed football player, a real solid performer for the Cougars. He comes to play every single week.
3rd and 8. Apaches need to keep this drive going. Bravo rolls right. He's got time, steps up, and fires it in and out of the hands of Colby Linder. That's one you gotta have.
Yeah, that was a real nice throw by Bravo. Threw it right in the numbers. Just weren't able to convert. Colby Linder wasn't able to catch that one, but it was a real nice play by Bravo. Watch the replay. Steps out of the pocket here, throwing the ball on the run. Good velocity on the ball. Just weren't able to convert that one.
Ramirez and Matt White are back deep to return the punt from Bravo. And this one goes right at Matt White, who tries to put a move on Rosales, but he is dragged down.
Nice tackle. Good job on the punt coverage.
And that will end the third quarter from Tom Flores Stadium, where the Clovis Cougars have a commanding 20-7 lead.
Tonight, Dolores had a few drinks, did some crack, and ended up another tragic story. Only she doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
The Cougars will have the ball 1st and 10. And as the fourth quarter begins and they lead by 13, time to start working that clock, keep picking up those first downs.
Yeah, they got a first down here at the Sanger 30-yard line. I'm sure they're like nothing more than to march the ball right down the field here, running the ball, and put another insurance score on the board.
Esquivel is the tailback. And official having trouble getting the flag out of his pocket, half-heartedly throws it down.
We had a false start, dead ball on the offense, 5 yards.
False start is the call against the Cougars, who have had some costly penalties here in the second half that have stalled most of their drives.
Make it 1st and 15. Counter goes to Esquivel. Roy has his feet taken out from under him by Dumar Lee. But not before he picks up 8 yards.
Esquivel's a big boy lumbering into the secondary like that, Rich. You can see him, number 13. He's got a little meat on those bones. Watch the replay here. They give it to Esquivel on the little counter play, and he finds some yards, and Dumar Lee comes up and submarines him and takes his legs out from underneath him.
Danny Taylor around the right side.
Offense!
Not much room, pickup of a couple, and that'll bring up 3rd down for the Cougars.
That was a pretty good job of Sanger of stringing that play out, not allowing Taylor to get outside. Watch on the replay the way the Sanger defense strings the play out. Makes Taylor run east and west instead of north and south. It's a good job.
Somebody jumped, and it looked like it was the Apaches.
That's a big play right there, Rich. 3rd down, gives them a first down, if that's what the call is.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, 5 yards.
Big play.
That really is. Gives them a gimme first down.
First and 10. Esquivel once again right up the middle. Flag goes down. As Roy will be close to another first down, but we'll have to wait and see what the penalty is.
That flag came from the far side, the side judge over there. I don't know what the call is. It was in the line of scrimmage, so it could be a holding call, but you usually don't see a holding call coming from that official on the far side of the field.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards.
That's what the call is. Holding against the Cougars, going to back them up 10 more yards.
That's what drives coaches nuts.
Sure.
Is when people are calling penalties. Not saying that there wasn't a hold, because I don't know for sure. I'd have to see exactly
in the game
who
of
called
football,
it on.
there's a hold on every play. It's just a matter of how many of them are called.
This is Waterman.
Yeah, that can drive you crazy as a coach. I know I'd be upset if I was coaching and the side judge is throwing holding penalties. Clovis has already been called for enough of them tonight. Has had Sanger, so.
700 stretch back.
Caesar!
Like,
Let's go! Come on now!
9:50 and counting to go in the ball game. Cougars on top by 13. 20-7 the score. 2nd and 12. Esquivel around the left side, maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Pretty good job by the Sanger defense of pursuing to the football and wrapping up Esquivel. It's going to bring up about 3rd down and 9 for Clovis. A good situation for the Sanger defense, 3rd and long. Here's the replay. Watch the way the Sanger defense is coming to the football. Good job of gang tackling.
Tom Soldati in on the tackle. The right cornerback has played an excellent game for the Apaches. Been in on a lot of plays. Give to Danny Taylor, and he is upended.
Another flag goes down. That's a great play by number 56, I believe. Rick Jacuri, Jarique, whatever. Nice French name. Good job of getting in and penetrating into the backfield. Jarique. It's going to be, I think, another holding penalty against Clovis.
Holding on the offense. Penalties declined. Go to a 4th down.
Apaches are going to decline that penalty, make Clovis punt the ball. But penalties are definitely hurting the Cougars here in the second half.
Cougars have 8 penalties for 70 yards so far in the ball game. Dumar Lee, the deep man. Soldati, the short man.
Good snap.
Esquivel's punt is a boomer. Lee fields it at the 20. Tries to put on some moves, but he couldn't get away from Josh Phelps. So the Apaches will have 75 yards to go for a touchdown with 8:31 to go in the ball game.
That was real good execution by the Clovis punting team that time. A good snap by the snapper, nice punt by Esquivel, and good coverage downfield by the punt coverage team, not allowing Dumar Lee to get untracked and into open field.
Those things are so often overlooked. Talk about big plays in games, usually thinking of long touchdown runs or great turnovers, but play of the special teams is awfully important. Sanger Apaches have played on the long football field all night long. Bravo looks to throw, knocked down, and then in and out of the hands of Dumar Lee.
That's a very good point, Rich. You know, a lot of times the special teams are overlooked in the game of football, but they are just as important as the offense or the defense. A lot of times not as much practice time is put into the special teams, but boy, they can really make the difference in a game. And like you said, field position in this game has definitely gone in favor of the Cougars. And that could, that's one of the big differences in this game tonight.
Apaches have had 70 yards or more to go for a score in almost all of their possessions.
Both teams have done an excellent job of holding on to the football under some adverse conditions.
Bravo rolls out, has pressure, throws to Lee, who is the short man. Dumar is brought down by Darren Van Doren, the strong safety.
That's a good job by Van Doren of reading that little flare pass out to Dumar Lee, stepping up and making the tackle. See on the replay here, Bravo rolls out to his right, throws the pass there to Dumar Lee, a little screen set up. Van Doren reads it well, comes up behind the offensive blockers who are trying to get downfield and block, and makes the tackle on Dumar Lee. Nice play. Bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Apaches, who desperately need a first down here.
Jason Chang replaces Lee. And Chang goes into the slot position. Bravo puts this one up over the top, intended for Colby Linder, but over Colby's head, incomplete. Colby running that pattern a little more flat than Josh Bravo thought he was. Bravo thought he was going to head upfield.
Yeah, after that play, had a little extracurricular activity down on the line of scrimmage. Mike Hawks, number 89, was involved. The referees didn't see it, but a little pushing and shoving down there. Nothing wrong with that. Good intensity out there. You gotta like to see that.
Just like that, 4th down again for the Apaches. And Bravo drops back to punt.
They've been pretty much stymied, Rich, by this Clovis defense. Done a great job tonight.
Bravo gets off a pretty good punt. Ramirez calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 49-yard line. So the Cougars will start on the short field.
Here, look, there we have it again. They're starting at midfield. Great field position.
First and 10, Esquivel up the middle, and Roy is tripped up after a pickup of only a few. But the important thing now for the Cougars is to keep the clock moving. And a timeout is called as number 55, I believe it is, Steve Montgomery, is down for the Apaches.
Second down 9 here for Clovis, Rich. It's they're going to probably keep running the football into the line of scrimmage to try to eat up more of that clock. Sanger's going to have to stop them. They need to get the ball back. They need a turnover is what they need. Well, Rich, we have a little break in the action right now.
Well, I guess that is Steve Villagomez, not Steve Montgomery. As I had said, we had up the correct font. I'm looking in our program that we got, and it has number 55's picture, and it says Steve Villagomez, so
okay,
I'll buy it.
Okay.
And I get a
while you're trying to change
confirmation.
While you're trying to change the subject, Rich, back to a couple of college football games tomorrow. We were talking a little earlier about that Washington-Stanford game. What do you think?
I don't know. The Cardinals are tough. Cardinal. 6:57. Second and 9. Handoff goes to the fullback, Waterman. And he is close to a first down as he spins around and fights ahead.
It's that same fullback trap that has been very effective all night for the Cougars to Brice Waterman. Picks up about 8 yards and can bring up third down 1 for Clovis. And Sanger has been unable to stop that play all night.
Waterman has been extremely effective when the Cougars have needed him tonight.
Yeah, they really have. They haven't given the ball to him more than 5 or 6 times, but every time it's been a big play on that quick fullback trap.
Yard short of the first down, 3rd and 1. Waterman once again, and he has the first down. Another first down for the Cougars. Keeps the clock ticking. 6:17 to go in the ball game.
Just a straight dive over to Waterman. He picks up the first down.
And Danny Taylor tripped up, but not before he picks up about 5 yards. Cougar running backs all seem to get tripped up early in the line, but they still fall ahead for a pickup of 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, they do. That's true.
Apaches need to get a turnover in a hurry. But this is Esquivel on second down, close to another first down.
Clovis is just pounding the ball at Sanger, using those big backs and the big offensive line and just pounding the ball right down the throat of the Apaches. Here you see on the replay just the straight tailback power there, and Esquivel drives and picks up, another 5 yards and close to another first down for the Cougars. And we're down to 5 minutes to go in the ball game, and they're doing exactly what they want to do, a time-consuming drive right here.
3rd and 1. Give to Danny Taylor, and he has the first down. Moves the ball to the 25-yard line. 4.5 minutes in the ball game. Hand off to Waterman. Up the middle, and he almost broke another one for a touchdown. That is about as deceptive as the Cougars get. Waterman does an excellent job of keeping that ball tucked in his two arms and running with his shoulders down.
He really does. In order to run that fullback trap play, you have to have a quick offensive line, and the Clovis Cougars are really getting off the football, asserting themselves on the offensive line, and have been able to run that play very effectively all night long.
From the 12-yard line, this is Waterman. Inside handoff, pickup of about 4. Cougars are close to going in for another score.
Right, you know, we talked about it when they got the ball in this possession. What they wanted to do is just eat up the clock and drive the ball down the field, and that's exactly what they're doing. The replay, just a quick dive to Waterman. He leaps over the line of scrimmage and picks up a nice 4 or 5 yard gain.
Give to Esquivel around the right side. Roy close to the goal line. Hit hard by Austin Lovett.
Rich, I really think one of the turning points in this game was when Roger Sierra was knocked out. I really think that was big for Sanger. It really shut down their passing game and seemed to shut down their whole offense. You also have to give a lot of credit to the Clovis defense. They've done a great job tonight defensively of shutting down the Sanger Apaches.
1st and goal. Handoff is to Taylor. And he is in for the touchdown with 3:02 remaining.
I have to start calling him Touchdown Danny Taylor. He seems to get the ball whenever Clovis is knocking on the door, and he seems to have a knack for finding the end zone. Another touchdown for Taylor and 6 more for the Cougars.
Well, he should move out in front of the NYL scoring leaders after his 2 touchdown performance tonight. 4 players tied with 7 touchdowns coming in to tonight's ball game. Esquivel was one of them, his teammate. 7 touchdowns, as well as Ferguson from Hoover and Bullard's fine running back, Washington.
Yeah, he is a good running back, too. Joe Washington, only a sophomore.
Infraction, illegal procedure on the offense.
Bullard with the big upset of Sanger last week was real big. Sanger had only had 1 loss, and Bullard, who I think only had 1 win, comes up and knocks off the Apaches, and maybe that will give Bullard a little momentum going into their game tonight against Clovis West. But Joe Washington, he's going to be a great one before he's done.
Phelps' kick is good. 27-7 the score. Just a shade over 3 minutes remaining. Tough night for Chuck Shidan, but he is a class act.
He is a real nice guy. You know, I've heard nothing but good things about him, and he's doing a great job with the Sanger team. There, see the replay, just give it to Danny Taylor, and that offensive line is just worn down the Sanger defense a little bit and able to pretty much run at will. Well, this was a big obstacle for Clovis to overcome. 2 more games left for them, and looks like they have a real good chance of making it into the playoffs. They still have a big game against Hoover coming up.
Yeah, that's their last game of the season, a Thursday night game.
That's a real big game, too, because if I'm not mistaken, both teams with only 1 loss in league play.
Kickoff fielded by Ryan Williams.
As long as the Patriots can continue to win and Clovis wins next week, that final game could be the deciding game for the 2nd spot in the playoffs.
Hoover has 2 losses in league. They're 4-2. But
oh, that's right. They lost to Sanger and Clovis West.
Sanger and Clovis
West. That's right. So, but if they were
to beat Clovis
would have 2 losses.
And Hoover would have 2 losses. They both would have lost to Clovis West.
But Hoover would have beat Clovis straight up, so you'd think they'd get the nod. But who knows?
I certainly don't. Pass is caught by the tight end. Chris Hickman. Brought down by Jeff Munster.
Well, that's a nice play. Just a 3-step drop by Bravo. Throws it to a streaking tight end running the fly pattern. Picks up a nice gain. Watch on the replay here. Bravo just takes the 3-step drop. Throws it right there. Nice catch right on the hip. First down, Apaches.
Bravo puts this one up, looking for Dumar Lee. And the ball is out of bounds, incomplete.
.220 left. You gotta keep putting it up. You got no choice. See a couple of the Clovis cheerleaders. They seem to be excited with the game well in hand. 27-7.
Quick pass is intercepted. Bravo tried to force it, and Darren Van Doren intercepts the pass.
That's a nice play by Darren Van Doren. Just steps up and picks that one off. Good hands and a nice reception. And turnover by the Apaches. Watch the replay here. Bravo just 3-step drop, tries to throw it out in the flat. There's Van Doren, reads it all the way, and just steps right in front of it and picks it off.
Under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Ball carrier is number 34, Richard Smith.
There you can see Darren Van Doren telling Danny Taylor about how he picked off that pass. Darren, next time you should take that mouthpiece out before you talk.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Nonetheless, a great play when it counted.
Hey, he's just fired up that he made an interception. He's excited. He says, we're going, we're going. And they are, you know, they control their own destiny. They win the rest of their games. They'll go back to the playoffs again. They seem to be a perennial playoff team.
Esquivel around the right side. And Roy gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, looks like Clovis is going to get their backup quarterback, Kevin Patrick, in the game. Number 9, as there's an injured Apache down on the field. Don't have a number on him. I'll try to look through my binoculars here and see if we can figure out who that is. Well, Mother Nature was kind to us tonight, gave us a little break in the rain and allowed us to play this football game.
Tom Flores Stadium was nice to us tonight, having us in this enclosed booth.
Yeah, a beautiful press box here at Tom Flores Stadium, you know, all the comforts of home. A little bit chilly tonight, but we didn't feel it here. We got a piece of glass in front of us, and the elements are not affecting us at all.
42 seconds to go. Time for maybe one more play. 27-7 the score. Cougars will run their record to 6-1 in league play, 7-2 overall. Apaches will fall to 4-3 in league, 5-3 overall. Esquivel once again. Roy still on his feet.
Roy's were still running hard.
You better believe it. He's a load to bring down.
6 foot 210. Pretty big size for a back in high school.
Just a junior.
Clovis just seem to reload every year, don't they?
Coach Simon says there's no such thing as rebuilding in high school football. That's a 3 or 4 year process at the professional level, but high school only get the kids for a year or two. Get them and go, and here's Esquivel goes around the right side, still on his feet as time expires at Tom Flores Stadium. Final score 27-7. The Clovis Cougars prevail. We'll go down and have a word with Cougar head coach Tim Simons and a couple players right after this.
Pete Sampras comes up to serve. Jan Stevenson makes the drive. A.C. Green and Charles Smith pound the boards. Marcus Allen rushes up the middle. Jay Schrader with the touchdown. There are a lot of different parts to play in the American Red Cross. Play your part.
Back down on the field here of a muddy Tom Flores Stadium where the Clovis Cougars have just defeated the Sanger Apaches 27-7. I'm standing by with one of the defensive standouts for the Clovis Cougars, a very muddy Scott Tafoya. And Scott, your defense seemed to really step it up tonight and play a good ball game.
Yeah, we had a little trouble first half. They were adjusting to they came out on trips and we were adjusting, and then they just ran the ball up the middle where there were no linebackers. But after the first drive, we sort of stepped it up and held them.
It seemed that early in the second quarter when their Sanger's best receiver, Roger Sierra, got hurt. I guess he hurt his hip. It seemed to maybe take a little of the air out of the sails of the Sanger offense. What do you think? Oh,
definitely. That first drive, they had completed, 3 passes to him for big gains. And then after that, their passing game wasn't as good as it was.
Right. The Sanger offensive line, big guys. I mean, the offensive tackles both go about 6'4", about 300 pounds. You're not that tall yourself. What do you do to try to react to that? I mean, do you just try to look through them instead of over the top of them? I mean, what do you do?
Well, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm not the fastest guy, but quickness does help a little bit against those big guys.
Sure. You guys are now 7-2. You control your own destiny. Couple games left, possibly a big game at the end of the season with Hoover, who's got a real good ball club. What are you going to do the last 2 weeks of the season as defensive captain just to try to keep your team going?
We're just going to have to step it up in practice like we did this week. You know, it's do or die. If we don't win our last couple games, then we don't go anywhere.
All right, Scott Tafoya, defensive captain for the Clovis Cougars. Thanks for coming by, Scott. Good luck the rest of the year.
Thanks.
Now we got Rich, who's standing by with head coach Tim Simons.
Coach, you talked a little bit about throwing the ball when you came in here, but with the soggy field, you had to change your plans a little bit.
I got a little tight. I got a little conservative, you know. We normally like to throw the ball more than that. But, you know, we got behind for one thing, and the field was soggy, and so we got a little conservative. But I liked the second quarter. We really came back through the ball and got 3 touchdowns. So that was the quarter that we did it offensively.
Great job tonight by the 2 name backs in Esquivel and Taylor, but your fullback Waterman played outstanding.
Well, as I told you earlier, Rich, I think he's really one of the keys to our improvement in offense now. He makes the tailback plays much better because the fullback plays are going so well.
Also, that you put in the no huddle and ran it out for this game came in perfect at the end of the first half. Big touchdown.
Well, it did, and that version of the no huddle is what we call a clock offense. You know, we're trying to go against the clock and get some points at the end of the half or at the end of the game, and it fit perfectly. Yeah, it did.
Defense is definitely what won this game for you guys tonight, though. A lot of great plays by your great players, Hawks, Tafoya, and a host of others.
got great leadership on that defense. Those two guys you mentioned, Van Doren, and those guys are playing great football. And after the first quarter, they settled down and really got tough for us.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck the rest of the way. You got a couple tough ones coming up.
We sure do.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, Barry, the Cougars once again, outstanding game tonight, behind early, but defense, excellent defense.
Yeah, just a great defensive performance for the Cougars. Also, the offensive line, I think, did an outstanding job. They won the war of the trenches tonight, Rich.
Once again, the final score from Tom Flores Stadium, 27-7 the final. For Barry Reardon, this is Rich Chalani saying good night, everybody.